This is Susan B. Brock of Telluride Inside and Out, and I am speaking with Sasha and Jen. Together they are creating a sort of happening at the Opera House Monday, July 27th, Tuesday, July 28th, Monday, August 3rd, and Tuesday, August 4th.
I'm Sasha Puccinella. I've been in Telluride 3 years, and I started Squid Show Theater 2 years ago. And we've done a bunch of plays in town, mostly original plays that I've written and directed and produced. And I've been doing theater forever. I'm fortunate enough to have been blessed to have brought my good friend from New York City, where I moved from, to direct the show that we're doing this summer. I went to Bennington College and majored in theater and dramatic literature, even though we didn't have majors. And then moved to New York City and ran a theater company there for about 5 years, where I was mainly a performer and a producer.
Okay.
And I performed in Jen's work, as well as like 2 or 3 other theater companies' work. Was a company actor with them.
I'm Jen Wyman, and I have been friends with Sasha for about 5 years. We met actually in an acting class in New York, where I would go as a spy to learn things about acting to become a better director. And we were there in New York. I was freelance directing, and I got to work with Sasha in a couple of projects, as she said. And then I decided to go back to school, so I'm finishing up my graduate degree in directing at Yale right now. I have 1 more year to go.
Class. Were you able to identify a kind of common vision of the theater in that class, either one of you?
Well, we're both very physical. We both really like very visceral, physical, alive theater. And so when I directed Sasha, it was a really natural pairing, because we kind of think in the same way, kind of from the outside in rather than the inside out.
We had like a mutual admiration for each other for a while, and then became really good friends. And then it was like, okay, this is how we'll work together. It was that thing. Like, I remember watching Jen and being like, oh, I wish I could be like her. And I don't know how
I felt the same.
She felt the same.
I did.
Before this degenerates.
Yeah.
So the theme, the bond, is physical theater, clowning,
Yeah.
and finding the character from the outside.
Yeah.
Okay. You are fond of things like Squid, which I would love to hear the obsession originator. Sasha, that obviously explains the name of your company,
Yeah.
Squid Show Theater. Okay.
I, about 10 years ago, was watching PBS one night and was watching a movie called Incredible Suckers on their nature show. And I called a friend at the time and I said, you have to turn on channel 13. This was in New York City, and he turned it on, and we were like watching it enraptured over the phone. And then I actually went to Hungary and Russia for 2 months. I was working in the theater over there, and I came back and he bought me the video of Incredible Suckers. And I've probably seen this video 150 times. Something that I started to share with my friends, like people who are super close with me. It's like a test. I always say it's a test. I show them the video. If they like it, awesome, we can still be friends. If they're like, then I can't really be friends with them.
We went for a hike, and as many great ideas are born on hikes,
Yes.
Sasha said, I just want to do a show about these squid, but I don't think PBS is going to really let me, use their video. And I said, well, let's just, get inspired by it and create our own thing. And so
On the hike, Jen was like, let's do a show called Squids live, and that's how it was born.
What is it about things like Squid that, well, forgive me, but grab you?
The thing that grabs me is that they're so smart and really intellectual and beyond my comprehension as a human being.
I love to try and create universes on stage, create whole worlds that are unique to themselves and to that experience on stage. And so when I go snorkeling, it's amazing to me always that there is an entire universe under water, that if you're just on land, you can say, oh, there's water, and that's it. That's where it ends. But then you stick your face in it and you realize there's this whole other thing going on that has nothing to do with you. So much of what's interesting about animals is how they reproduce. Mm-hmm. A lot of what's interesting about humans is how we reproduce. So we did spend a good amount of time in rehearsal looking at courtship and mating ritual. And I created all sorts of improvs for the actors to use that had to do with either squids finding each other or humans finding each other, and seeing what's common and what's different about those two rituals.
I mean, what is it that I'm coming to see?
I would say that it's a dance, theater, multimedia, squid explosion.
I think we better wrap right here.
And